Hi, I'm Scott Whittle, and today I'd like to go over a feature in our book called the Quick Finders. You can think of these Quick Finders as an index for the book that helps you get to the bird you're interested in as quickly as possible. For the Warbler Guide, we develop both audio and visual Quick Finders. Let's take a look at the visual Quick Finders first. There are 8 visual Quick Finders in our book. They include a face Quick Finder, a side view, 45-degree view Quick Finder, and an undertail finder. And then quick finders that are broken up by area. So we have eastern U.S. spring and fall, as well as western U.S., which we didn't break up by spring and fall because the birds are similar in both seasons. Finally, we have an undertail finder with illustrations done by Catherine Hamilton. Let's take a quick look at a 45-degree quick finder and see how it can help you get to the bird you're interested in quickly and efficiently. You can see that we have all the warblers of North America included in this angle, and we've also included all the plumage variations in cases where the birds of the same species look different, for example in spring or fall, or between males and females. So we can just look across this finder and try to find the bird that most closely matches what we're looking for. Let's say that this bird looks like a bird that we had seen in the field, and we'd like to find out more about it. Note that under each bird there's a name, as well as the page number for that bird's species account. Now I can go to the page and see if the bird actually is the bird that I was looking for, and if not, I can go to the comparison section for that species and quickly get to the comparison bird. So in this example, my initial thought was that it might be a yellow-throated warbler that I saw, but now that I look at the comparison species, I realize I was mistaken and actually it's an adult breeding Blackburnian warbler. In this way, I actually get to any bird that I'm looking for in 1 or 2 steps, as opposed to the really elaborate process of going through the entire book trying to find the bird that I want. Now let's take a quick look at the undertail section, and we can see that we have a really beautiful and detailed illustration for each bird's undertail. We try to group these undertails into similar looking types so that they're easier to look at in ID and also easier to compare with each other. Finally, we've also included some non-warbler undertails for comparison with birds that might be confused with warblers, like orioles or vireos. This is the most complete page of undertails for warblers that's ever been published, and we think it's really helpful when you're looking up at warblers that are hopping around in the treetops. Now let's quickly look at the audio quick finders. There are 3 audio quick finders. There's the chip call quick finder, the flight call quick finder, and the song finder. Most people are familiar with warbler songs, which are the longer vocalizations that these birds make on breeding grounds and during migration. But warblers, like many other birds, also make short vocalizations, little chips and cheeps, that are actually very useful in IDing them. Here we have a flight call finder which actually shows some of these short vocalizations and compares them in groups that make them easier to categorize and identify in the field. Seeing these sonograms can be really helpful in paying closer attention to what the short vocalizations actually sound like to our ears. For example, is a sound going up or down, or is it flat-pitched? Is it buzzy or complex? And these little details could really help when you're in the field trying to figure out what a short little note actually is. Likewise, in the song finders, seeing the sonogram can often be really helpful in remembering what a song sounds like, and also in seeing some details in the song that you might not notice by just listening to them alone. We categorize these songs by quality of song, number of sections, and other terms which can help you quickly narrow down a song when you're trying to figure out what bird is singing. So these quick finders, both the visual and audio, can be really useful tools in both navigating the book and also quickly coming to an ID for a bird that's unfamiliar. It's one of the many features of our guide that will help you become a better birder. Thanks for watching, and welcome to the Warbler Guide.